Man, Seattle is absolutely beautiful, but the traffic here sucks. Hey folks, Nathan Adlin here with the Fast Lane Truck. I'm in the brand new 2016 Toyota Tacoma. This one is the TRD Sport. And coming up next, we're going to drive on some of the back roads in Seattle because driving on the freeways here sucks. Driving the 2016 Toyota Tacoma on the road is a completely different experience than what I just experienced driving a 2004 Toyota Tacoma. And I've done all of that within the past few days, so it's given me a chance to really evaluate how different this vehicle truly is. Now, one of the big changes is how quiet it is. And the reason why is because they've added sound deadening materials throughout. They have triple door seals, and they have acoustic lamination up front. So there it is, folks, brand new engine, 3.5 liter V6. Now it's a special engine because it has direct injection, it has port injection, Atkins cycle. It does everything but the dishes. Altogether, 278 horsepower and 265 pound-feet of torque. Now, it is hooked up to an all-new 6-speed automatic transmission or an all-new 6-speed manual transmission. And both of them, now we haven't had a chance to even touch the manual transmission, but hopefully that'll change when we get these things up to Colorado. But at least the automatic transmission is much smoother and more fuel efficient. Now, according to Toyota, 19 miles per gallon city, 24 miles per gallon highway, and 21 miles per gallon combined. But that is with the V6 and the 6-speed, automatic and rear-wheel drive only. I own a Tacoma. Does that mean I'm going to favor this vehicle over others that I've evaluated? Absolutely not. It's quite the opposite. I'm going to nitpick. So with that being said, I can say with full confidence that the amount of work they put into the NVH on this vehicle is really impressive. It doesn't sound like any Tacoma I've ever driven. This one is the TRD Sport with the V6 and the new 6-speed automatic transmission. By the way, this new 6-speed automatic transmission is extremely smooth, and so far at least, it's been fantastic on the highway. Okay, so there are a couple things. First of all, hood scoop, which looks really cool, non-functional, but there are a couple little bolts here, and I think you could just pop it off, and if you want to cool the upper plastic section of the engine compartment, well, I guess you could do that. Yeah, it's a shame it's not functional because everything else here has been built for aerodynamics. Let me give you an example. If you want to tell the difference between this TRD and the actual off-road TRD, the difference is down here where there is a skirt that comes down for aerodynamics. And unlike a lot of other vehicles that it competes with, it still has a really good approach angle. This approach angle, 29 degrees, which is impressive. Yank it off, 32 degrees on the TRD off-road, which is like awesome. Been trying to think of another vehicle to compare this with, and the only thing I can think of in terms of the interior and the driving experience is the older, now discontinued Toyota FJ, because they've livened up the interior a little bit by having this neat little trim piece that matches the exterior color. That's nice. By the way, the JBL sound system, I normally hate Toyota sound systems. They never go loud enough. They are rarely enjoyable to use. Bottom line, I just really dislike most of them. just in terms of sound quality, this JBL system is vastly improved and much better. Let's talk utility for a moment. Toyota's managed to make a deeper bed. It's actually 7% deeper, so you can hold more. Also, there are these nifty cleats, which kind of came from some other automakers like Nissan, but anyway, they are 4 of them around. And check this out. It's a 120, 400 watts worth of power that comes out of that, which is pretty cool. And, of course, your tailgate, which has rotary assist to prevent it from slamming open. Altogether, this is a larger composite bed that is, quite frankly, really nicely set up. They've managed to make an interior that altogether is far more comfortable, quieter, and more user-friendly. If you get the higher-end off-road versions of this vehicle, you are going to get all of your controls up here, which is great. It just takes them all off the dash, with the exception of the rotary knob for the 2-wheel drive / 4-wheel drive system. So that's great. All right, so if you're wondering, there are a few things. First of all, this can hold my big ass because it is stronger. These are stronger. The overall tailgate is a stronger unit because there were problems in the past, according to you guys, the consumers. Now, it can tow up to 6,800 pounds. That is an increase. Also, maximum payload, 1,620 pounds. Once again, an increase. So it tows more, it can hold more, it gets better gas mileage, and it has more horsepower. Its off-road ability, because of the approach angle primarily, is really some of the best out there.
Yeah, and hasn't suffered any.
Really? What's the negative?
Well, I'll tell you one negative.
Okay.
The seat bottom cushion is still too low for me. So, you know, I feel like I'm sitting down in the truck and my knees are kind of high up in the air. Yeah. I do have kind of a longer leg, but...
Yeah. Your legs are freakishly long, my friend.
Well...
That's why they threw you out of Russia.
Thank you.
No, anyway, go on.
But I was hoping, you know, there'd be more upright, a little bit more upright truck, and it still has that Tacoma feeling, you know, from previous years.
Which is like you're sitting on the floor of the truck.
Basically, yes.
Right. Now, it's actually something that Nissan has gone against. They actually make you feel like you're sitting really high in the truck. So these new seats do feel like the old Tacoma seats in that respect. Now, keep in mind that we've only had a limited amount of time to actually wring this thing out and drive it on the roads. We've had about an hour's worth of wheel time here, and it's been great. It's quieter, it's much more comfortable, drives better, it's roomier, so altogether a much better vehicle, but we seriously haven't had enough time to wring it out yet. Good news is that these vehicles, and there are a lot of them, well, we're going to be getting them all up to Colorado hopefully very soon. For the Fast Lane Truck, this is Nathan Adlin, and behind the camera, that's our buddy Andre. Thank you so much for joining us, and keep in mind, we've got a lot of Tacoma stuff coming at you. See you later.
Frame by design is essentially a carryover, but they've done a lot of work to strengthen the frame. We're using high-strength steel in the frame now, and a lot of the pieces on the frame have been re-engineered and reinforced for improved strength and durability. We continue to use what we call the triple tech frame, and we do that on purpose. You'll see that today when you get out there in the off-road and you're seeing the suspension articulate. At a triple tech frame, we use a fully boxed front and then a reinforced C-channel in the center section, and in the rear we use an open C-channel. And again, we do that on purpose. This truck was really designed to have superior off-road performance than any other truck in the segment. And the open C-channel allows us to be able to articulate the rear suspension a little bit more. It also improves in rear passenger comfort as well, and puts the strength where we need it in the truck, and allows us to reduce mass where we really don't need that mass.